Have you ever wondered why some people are highly, wildly, crazy successful and other people aren't? Or why some people wake up on fire, ready to start their day with a bang and a gusto? They're inspired, they're on fire, they're alive, and they get going, and other people lay in bed for hours, hitting snooze, can't get up, and don't want to start their day. Do you think it's luck? Is it genetics? What is it? And I bet you can all guess, because this is the Max Potential Habits podcast, it's their habits. That's what we're going to talk about today. The 3 things that max potential NFA people do in order to succeed. If this is your first time here, I'm Dr. Amanda Barrientes, the founder of NFA Coaching and the host of the Max Potential Habits podcast, IGTV YouTube channel. I'm so glad you're here. This is your place for tips, tools, strategies, and inspirational stories to help you optimize your habits so you can thrive in life and business. So let's get started. Today, we're talking about those 3 things that people do in order to succeed. Those people that you see that you're like, how are they doing it? What's happening there? Success leaves clues. And the 3 clues I'm going to give you today, if you want to become one of these people, are, I'm going to outline them first and then we'll break each one of them down. Number 1, you're going to stay committed to living in your NFA zone of genius. This is what successful people do. Number 2, you want to plan daily. And number 3, take consistent, strategic daily action. So number 1, stay committed to living in your zone of genius. Whoever's listening, if you've heard of the book, The Big Leap by Gay Hendricks, incredible book. He's the one who coined the term zone of genius. Dr. John DeMartini talks about it as your values orientation. Simon Sinek talks about it as cultivating your why. All kinds of people use different terminology. I like to say it's tapping into your genius juice, because it's like you get this magic wand rush of inspiration, and not even a rush, a consistent poised state of inspiration, because you're committed to and connected to your why. What's your why? What are values? It's how you operate from a daily basis, knowing what drives you. What is your calling? What is your chief aim? What are you driven to do from your intrinsic inspiration, not external motivation? It's the things that you get up and spontaneously do because they're connected to some deeper meaning and purpose for you that you feel like you need to fulfill. For me, I've said this before, that I want to impact 5 million people through NFA coaching. That means when I get up in the morning, I come to my office and I'm ready, willing, inspired, on fire to create podcasts, create posts for social media, create videos, create online courses, work with my clients, create better strategies around how to help people thrive in the area of human performance and development. That is what I spend my whole life doing, because I am wildly on fire to help and serve millions of people and build my wealth. And those are mutually beneficial. They're win-wins that I get to create. That's my why. I want to end the intergenerational cycle of poverty in my family. I want to empower myself masterfully by being a multi-million-dollar business that's global and has a global reach. And I want to help people thrive in their daily lives. That is my why. It's valuable to me, and it's unique to all of you. So if you're struggling with getting up in the morning and being inspired, or you're getting to work and you're feeling like you're procrastinating, or you have trouble with accountability, or you set a goal and never follow through on it, then you aren't cultivating your why, and you're not living in your genius zone, because when you're living in your genius zone, no one has to remind you to do anything. And another day we'll talk about some blocks to living in your genius zone and or get that book. It's absolutely incredible. But I want you to know that if you're struggling in that area, start cultivating your why. Do some journaling and write down, what is it that gets you inspired? What would a perfect day in your life and business look like? Number 2, plan daily. NFA people plan daily. What does that look like? They have, across the board, they have a planning system. It's often through journaling, sometimes through a calendar, sometimes through some sort of planning software like Asana or Trello. There's all kinds of tools you can use, but NFA people plan daily. I always tell my clients, fill your day with max potential actions that inspire you, or your day will fill with chaotic, draining distractions. Chaotic, draining distractions. That's what a lot of us get. We get into the office or we start working and all of a sudden 10 distractions come in. Even checking your email first thing is like a massive distraction that leads you down a whole bunch of wormholes and you don't even know what you're doing. It's because you failed to plan your day. So your day ended up planning you. You've got to be someone who starts your day with a plan. What are the 3 to 5 highest priority action steps that you need to be taking every day to advance your cause, to fulfill your vision? Are you on fire? Are you driven? Are you clear? Planning your day creates clarity and consciousness so that you can be committed to your path and your vision and the fulfillment of it. If you're not planned, it's very, very hard to make a lot happen, right? So at the beginning, I was asking, what do those successful people do? We all have the same 24 hours in the day. But some people use it very optimally and other people get distracted, drained, procrastinate, and don't know how to be accountable to themselves. Make a plan. Number 3, take consistent daily action. Once you have the plan, implement it, and strategically. So I think that I see a lot of people actually, they'll go sit at work for a long time, hours, let's say 8 to 5, and they're like, but nothing happened. But they were there and they felt busy because they're sitting at their computer. Maybe they're checking social media or they're doing a few things here and there, but they don't actually feel like they were productive and profitable in what they did because they don't have strategy in their actions. And number 1 fixes this in a lot of ways, because if you're clear about your why, your strategy becomes very simple. When you know your why, the hows take care of themselves. It shows up, you're driven, you're clear, you're conscious, you're focused, you're determined. All those things happen when you're clear what your genius zone and genius juice is. When you're not, all kinds of things come in. So when you cultivate your why, you plan, and then you take strategic daily action, that's how you get to have the success, whatever that means to you. That's how you get to lead an inspired life and business. That's how you get to make a wildly massive impact on the universe. That's how you get to uplevel and play in the bigger field and have a larger income and net worth. That's how these things happen. So those are the 3 steps I want you to integrate. If you are someone who's stuck in that place of feeling unmotivated, uninspired, disconnected from yourself, maybe you show up at work and you're like, I'm not sure what to do. Maybe you are just feeling procrastinating and scared. Sit down first and cultivate your why. I want you to write out, what would the absolute perfect day in your life and business be? What is that from morning to night? Write it out hour by hour. What would you do with your day? What are you currently doing? Where's the gap? Start asking yourself those hard questions and looking for solutions instead of focusing on the crap and thinking negatively about, oh, I hate my life. I don't like what I'm doing. My business is never going to succeed. We can be really negative. You've got to train your brain in a different direction. And the start of that is through cultivating this inspirational fire. So start journaling. And, if you need a journal template, I have got an awesome one. DM me and I'll email it to you. It doesn't need to be an emotional, when I talk to people about journaling, sometimes they laugh at me, but I have all my business people, except for a few who are really stubborn and won't do it. And the ones who do advance a lot more quickly. They're much more strategic. They're much more in action. They're much more purposed. So I give them a business journal. It's not an airy-fairy woo-woo type of thing, which I think all types of journaling are incredible because they help you connect to yourself and raise your consciousness and clarity creates purpose and understanding and helps you get where you want to go. But a business journal is very specific. You're writing down your actions, your plan, and setting yourself up to be successful in your life and business. That's all I've got for you today. Thank you so much for being here. Remember to leave reviews if this is impacting you. Share it, spread the word, and I will be back next week with another NFA tip. I hope you have a killer day where you thrive and feel alive.